I look at the work that happened in Durban over the last 20 years, it would probably have been process, projects, and policy. And in normal kind of urban development speak, that's a reverse. Normally, you have to be responsible and start with policy, and policy then might produce some identified projects, and then you start thinking about process. And I think from our constituency, which is trying to represent the voices of excluded people, particularly informal workers who use urban spaces, I think you have to start with process, because you really need to say how can you actually start bringing excluded people to the table, and once you bring them to the table and you start to get really significant connection, that starts often to suggest the projects. That's either suggested by the creatives who are actually part of that process, or the workers themselves who can identify what they need. And then you should actually implement appropriate projects, and then you can say that you can have the policy, which then can be draw from the learning coming out of that. So in other words, the policy could now be more responsive, but more importantly, the policy then starts to sustain the work you've done, rather than the policy trying to imagine, and policy never becomes policy often because it just takes too long to try and cover all the unimaginables in trying to write that policy. And then once you've taken 20 years to write it, it then has, something's moved on, or people think it's non-responsive.